Hi, welcome to Raw Customs. I'm your host, Patrick Rapullo, and on this episode, we're going to be covering how to make a flash helmet. Now I've received a lot of requests for this, so I am listening to you guys. So if there's a specific build you'd like to see, feel free to leave me a comment below or on my Facebook page. As far as this build goes, to start with, you'll be needing these plans that are the Captain America helmet plans, which we'll be modifying, as well as these plans, which I came up with for the chin guard. You'll also be needing 2 sheets of 5mm foam, as well as 1 sheet of 3mm foam for the chin strap, as well as some elastic. Alright guys, let's get to the build. For this build, you'll need 2 sheets of 5mm foam, 1 sheet of 3mm foam, some elastic, painter's caulk, a can of PLASTI dip, spray paint, a glue gun, as well as a heat gun, and a razor knife. Make a relief cut on the eye surround and close the gap to the top and then secure with tape. Then cut it off even with the edge. Take the eye surround and lay it in the eyepiece of the side of the helmet and then tape it in place. Make relief cuts at the top leg of the helmet, pulling it down and closing the gap. Mark off around 1/4 inch on each edge at the front of the helmet. Take a straight edge and line it up on your mark and about halfway down the side, and then cut off the excess. Mark 1/4 inch around the center of each eye socket, and then cut that section out. Then line your pieces back up and tape them together. Take your side pattern and tape it down to a piece of paper. Measure down 3 1/4 inches from the top of the ear surround and make a mark. Measure 4 1/2 inches from the center of the nose and then make a mark. And then measure down 1 inch around the center area of the eye. Then draw out your pattern as shown. Trace along the edge of the helmet so you'll be able to put the 2 patterns back together. Then remove the pattern from the paper and cut out your template. Make sure and leave some extra on top so you'll have a place to tape it back together. Then use the template that you cut out to make a separate template. Line your first template into position. Then lay your second template on top of that and tape it into place. Then flip over the pattern and trace out the edge of the helmet. This will allow you to transfer your pattern to the other side. Once everything's taped into place, cut off the flare at the back side of the helmet. Now you can trace out your patterns onto your foam. When tracing out the top of the helmet, add some extra to the back end of it. Once everything's traced, you can cut it out using a razor knife. Heat the top portion of the helmet up with a heat gun and then mold it over something round. You're wanting to bend as well as concave this piece. You may have to repeat this process a couple of times. Heat the top edge of the side of the helmet and then roll it where it curves in. Now it's time to glue your pieces together. Start at your front edge, working your way to the back, gluing about 1 inch at a time. And make sure to leave the extra hanging off in the back. Bend and shape your nose guard, and then bend the top of the eye sockets inwards, and then glue the nose guard into place. Make a mark where the helmet starts to curve back in, and then transfer that measurement to the other side of the helmet. And then make a line between your 2 points. Find the center of your line, and then make a mark about 1/4 of an inch above your line. Then make a line from that point to each side point. This will give you a reference to make a curved line. And from here you can cut off the excess. Now you can finish gluing the back of the helmet. Trace and cut out your chin piece. Then heat the bottom of it up with a heat gun and bend it in. Then mold and round the piece that actually covers your chin. Glue the center bottom section together. Put the helmet on and line your chin piece up with the helmet. Then mark the position of the chin piece onto the helmet with a pencil. Now line the chin piece up on the marks you made and secure with tape. Trace along the inside of the helmet for reference for later. Use something round to trace a circle and then cut it out. Line up the circle on the side of the helmet and then trace it onto your chin piece. Now cut the excess off the chin piece. Draw a square off the line you traced earlier. And then cut along those lines to make a piece that'll slide apart. Cut 2 strips of elastic that'll fit inside your circle. Glue the piece of the chin strap that you cut off to the back of the circle. Line your chin piece up and glue in your elastic. Only glue each end of the elastic. Line the chin piece up on the helmet using the line that you had traced earlier. Hold the piece in position and glue into place. Once I put on the helmet, I didn't think the pieces under the eyes looked right, so I made a mark where I wanted the points to be. I made sure both marks were even and then drew a line and cut off the excess. I drew up a lightning bolt template, traced it on the foam, and then cut it out. I put some painter's caulk on a scrap piece of foam. I used my finger to apply it and fill the gap. A wet paper towel was used to clean up the excess and smooth it out. I sprayed on 2 coats of PLASTI dip. That was followed by 2 coats of red paint. The lightning bolts were then painted yellow and glued into place. Alright guys, there you go. The flash helmet finished, all nice and pretty. Now the elastic on the side is for the jawline to be able to flex. This will allow you to get the helmet on and off easier. Just a quick tip is once you cut your pattern out, is to go ahead and tape it together. This will allow you to put it on and make sure it fits properly before you commit it to foam. Now this build, I really recommend it since your helmet's probably not going to be the same size as mine. This will give you a chance to make your own measurements to make sure that the modification is going to cover your ear. You can get the measurements for your jawline, your chin, and under your eye. Alright guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below or on my Facebook page. And as always, thanks for watching.